Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Radical Red. This is episode number 2. Quick thing you're probably noticing is my gameplay appears to be a little frozen at the moment, and I don't have a controller in my hand. Well, I have a quick explanation for that. I went ahead and recorded the second episode. I had fixed an issue I had with my audio tracks. I accidentally recorded 2-track audio instead of a single. And I obviously fixed everything in episode 1. But when I recorded episode 2, I put the wrong track back in. So I didn't record any audio for the entirety of episode 2. So, in order to kind of solve that issue and kind of fix that, I made a quick montage of what I did in that episode. And then also, I figured I'll go ahead and just kind of commentate what happens throughout the episode. I'll go ahead and play here. The first I do in this episode is I do the Brandon battle. So we'll go ahead and get into the Brandon battle. And while we're doing kind of this little recap and going through everything that happened, obviously without the audio, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button as well. It really helps out the channel here. I need to make sure I'm plugging that a little bit because it's a joke. It's a big meme. Make sure you're hitting the like button and all that. No, this actually makes a huge deal here in YouTube. So I do. If you guys can hit that subscribe button, if you want to come back for more content, turn on the notification bell as well. That way you'll get notified of our usually about once a week episodes. That's what I'm going to be shooting for. Maybe more in the future, but for now it'll just be one at a time. So we went ahead and quickly beat Brandon. It wasn't too much, just had a couple of one shots, and we went ahead and moved on. Um, After Brandon, we went ahead and continued in the forest. I go ahead and just kind of cut through. He's got a couple of items. We don't do much. So we go ahead and jump into the battle. The next battle we do is for the what I like was the infinite repel. So you get an infinite repel from the I forget what it's called, from this trainer once you beat them. So I went ahead and just did this battle. It wasn't like it was like a little bit of a longer battle. Obviously, I just went with Kubfu out there. Didn't do too much more. I don't know. I don't have it super done this today. It's kind of funny to get to see his competitive, which doesn't unfortunately work. It's very sad that his competitive ability doesn't work. It'd been really cool if it did work, but it didn't work as in this scenario. Next thing we went ahead is Clefairy, and I go ahead and swap out to Dialga. There's no reason not. I have Metal Claw. It's a freebie. It's just a free switch. Makes life easier. Just go ahead and do that. The Clefairy uses Metronome. I don't really need to commentate too much, but you kind of get what's happening. You kind of see what's happening as we kind of go throughout the battle. We just kind of go throughout the battle, and that's kind of what happens. And after the Clefairy was an Audino, and I one-shot the Audino as well. Then I got the Infinite Repel. I'll skip ahead a little bit here. Turns out I don't need to make this super long, but we go ahead and get the Infinite Repel. I heal for Infinite Repel as well. The one thing I do show off in this is I want to show you this, and I can actually go back and pause it. Is this little area towards the bottom of the forest actually has different encounters? I kind of show that off. So if you remember from earlier in the first video, we had different encounters in the forest. There's an area after, I forget where it is. It's like after you go through the first loop and you beat that trainer, you can go all the way down, and you can kind of have that as well. So I just want to kind of show that off, and that's kind of what I was showing off here in this clip. And you also get Electro Web as you go farther ahead as well. So you go down this way and you get Electro Web. One quick thing I will say, there is a boss battle as before, so take a note of that there is a boss battle with a Charcadet and a Gulpin, kind of as you come into this new area, and they are leveled up Pokemon, so just be aware of that. Next thing I do, I kind of skip through a battle, just a random battle, nothing crazy. Next thing I get is the care package. Go and get more care package items, and then we head into. And the next encounter we go ahead and get is in Diglett Cave. So we go and head into Diglett Cave. We check both. Obviously, I check both. So obviously, there we see the Corviknight, and we see kind of a couple of options throughout the day. But obviously, I check both day and night in this encounter. There's no reason to not. You have the time changer. So go ahead and check, and I do kind of find it's like, oh look, another Cub. I can have both versions of Urshifu, but I don't really count that as duplicate. So unless I'm getting that like an egg or something, I wouldn't count that. So we go back and I actually settle to capture the Corviknight, and the Corviknight's who I end up selecting as my Pokemon. That's why I decided, you know what, I think Corviknight would be really good. Which honestly, a Flying Steel type at this point in the game, it gets me a Poison immunity, gets me a Ground immunity, and it gets me a Ground immunity. So a Pokemon with 3 immunities, we really do like that a lot. So we go ahead and toss Quick Ball. We go ahead and catch this Pokemon. Not really hard to catch. Obviously, with EZCatch is obviously with EZCatch active. So we go ahead and catch that, and we go ahead and we obviously don't nickname. I'm not giving nicknames. Maybe I'll give nicknames in a future series, but at least for the series, I won't be giving nicknames. We have Corviknight. Go ahead and check its ability, and it has Stalwart, which it's okay. It's a neutral ability. It doesn't really do much except in double battles, so we'll take that for now. The other thing I go up and get this item, which is Thief at the top of Diglett Cave here. Fast forward, go ahead and jump into looking at our Pewter City encounter. I see we got Typhlosion on the screen. We have Haunter. There's a couple of solid options. I do look at daytime as well, obviously, because obviously I want to check both. And I look around. I kind of look around. I still see, obviously I haven't got a ghost type at this point in the run, so I go ahead and get the Runic Gregas if I recall correctly, because I figure that's probably the best thing. I don't have a ghost type yet. I haven't landed the ghost type. It's also an electric. It's also an electric immunity, which is really handy. So I go ahead and say, you know what? Kind of looking around my box, kind of trying to make up my mind. I think I go ahead and I select to do the Runic Regus, because that'd be a good Pokemon. And also, like I said, also the Cubfu, there's also the other Urshifus. I could have had the Urshifu as well. But I land with Runic Regus. I think that's a handy Pokemon. It helps me, like I said, with ground immunities, helps me with fighting immunities, or not ground immunities, electric immunities, helps me with normal and fighting immunities. So it's not a Pokemon with like 3 immunities. And this has Intimidate. So this is a really good Pokemon actually for physical attackers. This is a really good physical wall. So I was actually very excited to get this Pokemon, knowing that that would be my ability, because that means I'm going to be able to be a physical wall in late games where I wall Pokemon. I'll be able to burn like physical attackers and be a very, very good counter to that. We go ahead and quickly get an egg. I always do the eggs because in the encounters I think it's a lot of fun. I like to see what the eggs are. I know technically eggs technically count more than one encounter. I don't care enough. I think I view eggs more as a static, so I go ahead and hatch up the egg. I don't actually remember what the egg was, so this will be a surprise as well. And a crocodile. That's right. Which actually we would take because that's a ground type. We double up on ground types, which we need for Brock because Brock's a rock type. So that was a really really handy thing to actually catch. So I was very excited to catch crocodile, and his ability was Super Luck, which Night Slash could be very very useful down the road. But for now, we're not there just yet. So that was really really cool. Quickly, I'll talk over this as we kind of move on. I talk about Faulkner's team. So Faulkner has these three Pokemon because as the next team I'm kind of going into fighting. So Faulkner has a Rufflet, it has Wattrel, and he has Flittle. The main thing that makes this fight more difficult is the Volt Absorb on Wattrel, because you can't just click, Thunderbolt and just spam Thunderbolt 3 times and win. Doesn't quite work that way. This is his team, kind of his stats, so I just kind of wanted to show that off as well. Next, I talk about my team, what I'm bringing. I didn't go super deep with my teams. I went with all my Pokemon had Oranberry, just as the extra healing. Each one was also a like physical attacker, pretty much. I think all of them were physical attackers, which was intentional because they just need the damage output. I didn't need anything super crazy. I don't go super in depth in the team. There's not really a super need to. Some teams I'll have to go more in depth in, depending on the battle. But we'll go ahead and jump in with the Battle of Faulkner. This is the last part of this little episode, so I have the docs, which I do have a link in below in the first episode, and I'll have them down below for all the episodes as well, kind of so you can see the documents that I get from. They're not made by me, so I have to credit LightGlory. He's the one who made them over in the Shady Penguin community. So shout out to them. So we'll go ahead and bring it up. This fight, it was kind of just you know what, we're gonna collect Metal Claw. It's stab, physical. See what happens. One shot's Rufflet. Nothing super much. I didn't have a super ton. I really think I don't know. Dialga I say body. Dialga takes care of their whole team, just kind of blocks their whole team out with electric and everything. So just slash, and this actually really wasn't that hard of a battle. If I'm being completely honest, this was a pretty simple battle. It wasn't very difficult, and I don't have a ton to say about it. It was a really quick battle. Slash or Metal Claw also just one shots through the Eviolite, and that was Faulkner. It's kind of like a quick little recap of the episode. Like I said, wasn't a super ton about the episode, but that's kind of what it was, and that's what I ended up with. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show off Brock's team, and as a bonus, I'm going to go ahead and do Brock's battle as to tack on to the end of this episode to give it a little bit extra length. So enjoy the bonus footage of the battle against Brock. All right, and here's Brock's team for the first battle against Brock. He has a Alolan Geodude with Sturdy and a Custap Berry to let him move fast. He has Varoom, which is a Poison Steel type with Filter, and then it also has an Air Balloon. It has Archon, which has the Berry Juice, and then he also has Onyx, who is also a Sturdy. But most of the time, what Brock typically does is he typically collects Rock Tomb and Bulldoze. He goes straight for He goes straight into slowing you down. He doesn't typically do a ton going early, but that's kind of what he goes for. The main thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stacking up on the ground types. I will have Crocodile and and I can't think of the other Crocodile, and I will have Runegrigus probably towards the front. They will be my first wave to take care of the Geodude and the Onyx. I'll also use an attack, pop the air balloon. They'll take care of the Varoom. The Archon will probably end up being Dialga, more than likely, or I'll come up with something for Dialga or for the Archon. If I have an Electric type, it won't be that much difficult. This is Brock's team. Kind of like Faulkner before him, it's not a super difficult team. The real battles, there's not a super. The battles early on typically are relatively simple. You could still lose the battle. I'm not saying you can't lose, but these are relatively simple for the first episode. So this is kind of what I've come up with or this is the team we'll be facing. And I'll go ahead and show you off what I'm going to be bringing my team that I've kind of put together and come up with. All right, and this is the team I've elected to bring. It's a little different than I was originally anticipating. Unfortunately, Runegrigus and Crocodile do not have ground type moves at this moment, so I had to change my strategy a little bit. For Kubfu, I figured Kubfu will be our lead. He's got Rock Smash, it'll help us do pretty well early on. The other thing I brought to help deal with things is our fluffy Swaddloon. The only thing we'll have to watch out for is we'll have to watch out for the Archon, but otherwise Swaloon does really well. For Archon, Dialga does fine, and then Runegrigus. It'll kind of be like a play by committee in a way. I should also say they all are adamant or modest depending on what their nature needs, and then they also all have Oran berries as well. So that'll be the team we're bringing to Brock. It's not my best team I was hoping to bring. I thought I was going to be able to do a little bit better than that, but that was a little bit disappointing. Let me just get through all these rules real quick. He's going to give me a ton of rules. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and pop a save real quick just in case the game crashes on spin match. That way we're able to come back here. But that's kind of what we have. It's definitely not as ideal as I was hoping. I think we should be okay. I don't think it'll be that big a deal. Real quick before I enter this battle, let me pull up my docs on my other screen so I can have that ready to go. Okay, and we'll go ahead and talk to Brock, and we'll see how we do. He'll lead off also with a Geodude, and it'll probably either go for Rock Tomb or Rock Tomb or Bulldoze. More likely it'll be Rock Tomb just for the extra stab damage. For those who don't know, stab is same type damage bonus or something like that, and say exactly correct. So obviously we'll knock him down to his sturdy. I'll probably use Rock Tomb if I have to imagine. He will use Rock Tomb. I don't think it does a ton of damage. We should be okay. 5 damage, not that big a deal. That speed lowering is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Here he'll use his Custap Berry, and he'll move first because he's weak, and he'll use Rock Tomb one more time. Again, it did like 5 damage last time, so I'm not too worried about it. It does 4 this time. So unfortunately my speed is lowered twice, but we'll go ahead and take care of the Geodude here. Looking at his team, I would imagine he's going to go to Archon next. I think that makes sense. We shall see if that's what he does. That he goes to Onyx instead. Rather than swap, I think I'm gonna stay in and hit Onyx again. So that'll do a little bit more damage. Definitely lower our speed, but we'll go ahead and knock him down to his I can't think of what it's called. Down to his sturdy. And then I might swap out and go because we are low on speed. And we're going to swap anyway. What I think I'm gonna do. Oh, he says berry juice. That might change. I think I'm gonna Rock Smash instead. Nope, he withdraws. Okay, if he goes to... That's unfortunate. He goes to Archon. I'm going to Rock Smash the Archon. And it one-shots. Okay, so Archon's dead. We don't have to worry about Archon anymore. He's going to bring out the Varoom next. Varoom has Durable, Bulldoze, and Protect. I think I'm going to stay in at Rock Smash because I want to go ahead and break that air balloon. Let's go ahead and do that and it one-shots. Okay, cool. So I think we should be okay then. This battle actually goes a lot simpler than I was prepared for. I over-prepared, it looks like. So that will be all I need. Also, he'll outspeed and he'll hit Bulldoze, but this will be all the damage we really need him to do. Do a little extra, obviously, but this, we know Rock Smash will one-shot him. Or we'll finish him off, I should say. And that's it. That was Brock. That was a lot simpler than I thought. So there we go. He goes Rock Tomb, so now we have Rock Tomb as well. And we are up next, and that's it. We cleared out Pewter City. Wasn't too much of a challenge as much as I was expecting, but I think it works out pretty well. And we got badge number 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to hit that, like I said, make sure to hit like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And then I'll be back next week. We'll be heading through Mount Moon and traveling our way towards Cerulean City in the next episode. Until then, everybody, see you next episode.